So, Alex, Dennis from Blissmetrics, your first time to Europe, I remember. How do you think of the Amsterdam and the Netherlands so far?
All the people have been great, and it's just been fun getting to explore the city and great food as well.
Cool. And you're an experienced traveler, Dennis. Is it you find it hard to do all these traveling things, or is it still fun?
Well, there's a certain point where you do it because it's what you love to do, and the fun of connecting with friends and learning new things outweighs any kind of jet lag. So for us, it's about the excitement of meeting with friends and learning, and it's less about vacationing.
I like it. So, what are you guys here to talk about today?
So we're going to be talking about Facebook ads, and Dennis can go into a little bit more detail about the mechanics behind it.
Yeah. So we have a framework that we've developed. We've used it on some of the biggest brands out there. This can include, Nike, Red Bull, Jack Daniels, but it also works for small guys. And we think that Europe, just like we've talked about with the growing markets, these are things that we are bringing from the United States. So we're openly sharing the techniques that we find are actually working, that drive conversion, that drive real business results, right? Driving sales, driving leads, driving check-ins, driving people to come into the store and purchase, right? Instead of fans and followers and those kinds of things. And we think that this is an amazing opportunity for brands that already are doing well to have everything come over into social. So we want to show that those techniques are there.
Cool. And what do you think of the marketers you met here today? Are they far behind from the US, or are they ahead? And where are we at here in Europe versus the US?
Every country is different. What I love about Europe, the joke is that, what do you call someone who speaks one language? An American, right? And Europe, the information awareness is so high, the cultural sensitivity is high, that there's an advantage in terms of being able to segment to different markets, because if you're here, you already know how to deal with your local current audience and you know how to deal with the global audience. So in that respect, we see Europe as far ahead. In other aspects in the United States, we've seen that with a bigger market and with earlier access to technology, there are things that work well on a larger scale that we think will work for the smaller countries. So we're just happy to share here.
That's cool. And Alex, you're the CEO of Blissmetrics now, aren't you?
I am.
And you're kind of young. You're 20 years old, right?
Yep.
How does it feel to be the CEO of a company like this at such a young age?
It's an amazing position to be in because of the main vision that we have for creating jobs for students, because we want to solve two fundamental problems of businesses all the way from enterprise down to small biz to be able to generate leads online, specifically inside of social. And then the second part is giving real world experience to students that normally wouldn't have it, because at least in the United States, I believe there's some fundamental problems in the education system, and we're looking to change that and reform that by providing the opportunity for free training for students or people that are under 23. So training, experience with real clients, and getting paid all at the same time. So, and bringing those together based on the passion of the students and the area in which those businesses are operating.
That's an amazing thing to do. I think that's really cool what you guys are doing. Um, so let's talk. Let's geek out for a second in terms of what do you think is the most important things for Facebook marketers to focus on now in 2014?
I would say, as a technologist, having been a programmer for a long time, that it's easy for people to think about technology, and we think the last thing they need to do is think about technology and software. And it's about thinking about your vision and what you stand for as a business, being able to tell your most interesting stories, being able to find the customers that love you the most. Everyone here knows who their best customers are. It's just a matter of being able to connect with them in a way where they're overwhelmed. A lot of the people here, given that they're smaller, they feel overwhelmed with the amount of technology there. They feel overwhelmed with the disconnection with all of this stuff coming at them and driving real business results. So we would say the first thing is, if you're chasing technology, to stop chasing technology and to focus on engagement and content. This is some of the stuff that the other speakers are talking about. We believe that we have an actual framework that's practical, even if you're a small team, even if you're one person as an agency, that you can follow this in 5 or 10 minutes a day. And this is not a snake oil, this is not some magic technique to game the system, but that's the thing that we are focused on, which is real content, real storytelling, which has always transcended anything that we've seen with SEO or any of these other techniques that come and go.
Cool. Anything to add, Alex?
No, that basically covers it, because it starts at the goals and following the viral cycle of making sure you start with what you stand for, your goals, going into content, and then making sure you're targeting the right people and amplifying to those people. But it all starts with the goals and the content, and it's not necessarily about the technology, because there will always be technology that comes and goes, but you need to know and identify what you stand for, and then create content that will support what you stand for and the mission that you really believe in.
Love it. Thank you so much for your time, guys.
Thanks, Thomas. Yeah.
Awesome.
Cool.